Hi, Chaz. I'm Ariana. Nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you too.
Pretty good. So, Barry the Bride is out. Happy premiere day.
Thank you.
What attracted you to this project? Because you're a producer as well.
Yeah. So, I got to meet and know Chrissy Fox because we have the same manager, and I had wanted to start producing for a while now, and I kind of ran into the pandemic. So I've been looking for something, and when Chrissy and I became friends, I started talking to her about it. That I was I was and asking questions and just let her know of my interest. And when Barry the Bride was the script was finished, she sent it over to me, and I just really loved it. I thought that it was something different. It was something that I could literally visualize in my head while I was reading it. I love the characters. I love the kind of core kernel of the story, which is the relationship between two sisters. Complicated but ultimately loving relationship. I like the relationship between all of the women, and even though there were complicated moments of that, it felt really real and grounded, and I like how everybody fights for everybody once things start to go awry. And I love the ending. I think it's a really great, unique, kind of different ending. So those are the things that really attracted me to it.
Yeah. What I love about the movie is that it has kernels of everyday horror, because sometimes your friend getting married is just like, okay, I'm going to be supportive.
True. It's
And
very true.
yeah, a bachelorette party. This is going to be fun. Maybe, perhaps, this is super awkward.
Right.
So I love just the element of like everyday horror, and then it's a horror movie with vampires. So I really
Yeah.
did enjoy that. But you play Puppy, who is a man of few words. What was it like to play a character who is silent most of the
Right.
movie? It's a lot of face acting.
Uh, Sure, it was a challenge because I had to convey what Puppy was going through without without speaking, with just using my face and my body. And and my goal was that what the work that I was doing would really line up when I do finally speak in the movie. It would all make sense, and audiences would kind of look back and on my performance and be like, okay, got it, now I understand why this character seems so out of place at times, so agitated, so strange, all of that.
Yeah, Puppy is definitely bewildered and doesn't seem as into it as the rest of the groomsmen, I guess, is what you would call them. But
Yeah.
what attracts you to horror? Because you've done horror stuff before. Like, why is this like something that is definitely part of your lane?
Um, well, I think it starts with just being a horror fan and always loving the genre, and then as an actor, horror is just such a great genre because you get to do so many different things within it. You can play just really diverse characters. I mean, sometimes you're playing the bad guy, which I love to do. Probably my favorite. I love playing really bad, scary, creepy guys. I don't know why, but it makes me happy. And then you also, I've got another film coming out later this year called The Bell Keeper, where I'm get to play one of the good guys and kind of a little bit of the comic relief. So I love what the genre allows me to do, aside from just being a huge fan of it.
Yeah. Speaking of horror movies, to take a line from my favorite horror movie, what's your favorite scary movie?
Um, I think my favorite is probably The Exorcist.
Classic. Classic.
Yeah, it's a good one. It still holds up. it's just a well-made film, and it's still really scary and disturbing.
Yes. I think what I love most about the horror genre is that it never really feels dated. Like you can watch an older one and it's still scary. It doesn't really date itself. Um,
Yeah, sure.
which is also great. So you also act alongside Christy during the film. What was it like to be acting with the writer?
Um, oh, I mean, it was great. She wrote such a beautiful, amazing script, and working together, she, when I do finally speak in the movie and tell my story, it's in a scene with Chrissy, and she ups the stakes so much and makes it such a tense, scene. And so yeah, she's was great to work with. I mean, she's at this point just a super close friend, and so it's always fun to work with people that you know and love working with and love being around. And that was pretty much the story of our whole cast. Either Chrissy and Spider had worked with most of the cast before. I had worked with a couple people that I brought in, and so it made for a really comfortable, fun set experience.
What was your favorite scene to shoot?
Well, probably the one where I finally get to speak. That's when I really had to. I feel like it. I mean, not that I wasn't serious, but it was just different, not quite the same pressure. And then we shot that film, which was really, we dealt with a lot that night. We were dealing with, like, on top of everything else, like just hurricane winds. And but it was, yeah, it was fun. It was fun to finally get my turn to kind of um uh, really give some love to Puppy.
Yes, yes. It seems as if you're acting a lot more and you're getting into producing. And I feel like a lot of people kind of post quarantine, because we're technically still in the pandemic, kind of
Right.
reevaluated what they want their career and life to be. Was that something you went through and are going through as well?
It I mean, it started before the pandemic. Honestly, a year or two before that. It really, my manager had been saying to me, look at you, the industry's changed. You can't just wait to have, to get parts through auditions or have parts given to you. You got to try to create your own content. And so I kind of went into 2020 with that being my goal of trying to start setting that up. And then the pandemic shut everything down. So when I got to know Chrissy, um, that was when I really was like, okay, we talked about me producing this, and so that's when it started. But it's definitely, this was the first film I produced, not the last,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Oh, what would you dream wise love to do next? The type of film you would like to produce, or type of role, or both?
Sure. Well, the next thing. Well, I've got this other film coming out, but the next project I'm working on is going to be the Spider's next film.
Mm.
So we've started, pre-production in that, and I'm very excited about it. It's totally different than Bury the Bride. It's a smaller cast. It's kind of a more nuanced story, and I think that people are going to really like it a lot.
That's awesome. It definitely, especially once you kind of find your creative group, you gotta keep going back to that well until it's dry. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm glad you're able to find that. Congrats on premiere day. I can't wait to talk to you about your next projects. And I'm
Thank you.
loving this new lane for you. I'm very excited.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Awesome. You have a good one.
All right. You too. Bye bye.
Bye.